Neurons, neurons, neurons. Sound great, don't they? There's a whole bunch of sciencey words that seem to be related to them. Neurology, nervous system, neuroscience, nerves. What are neurons though? And why are they so important? In episode 2 of Brain Bunch's video series, we are going to uncover the basic unit of the brain, the neuron. Well, whoever made Legos was a genius because they knew that you can only make the biggest, best things by putting small things together. Well, it turns out Mother Nature realized the same fact as well when it made all living things. In fact, everything alive is made up of tiny blocks called cells. Over time, as more complex living things like animals formed, these cells became specialized to do certain things like flexing muscles or listening to smart people talk. Similar cells group together to form tissue. Not the Kleenex tissue, but rather the tissue in our bodies. Different tissues group together to form organs. The brain is an organ. The brain is made up of different cells, one of which is called the neuron. Whoa! The reason why neurons are arguably the most interesting cells within the brain is because they allow the brain to control the rest of the body. The neurons do this by firing electrical signals that carry information to and from the brain. In other words, the neurons help communicate messages between the brain and the body. The brainstem, which is in our backs, acts as a highway with exit points to various parts of the body. The neurons are the roads that actually transport those signals. Clearly, Mother Nature had already created all of our ideas before we did. Neurons really are awesome. They're also really confusing, as you can tell. However, because they're so challenging to understand, neurons are being studied significantly, and they're creating a lot of questions. Do you have any questions? If you do, that means you are paying attention. After all, how do neurons actually fire signals? What do they really look like? Hint, they are not building blocks at all. Your questions will be answered in episode 3, where we will look at the neuron signaling and how it actually happens. Be sure to subscribe and like us below while supporting us and our initiative in the Brain Bunch to educate students in neuroscience. Support us through our website, thebrainbunch.org. Thank you for spending your time with us.